Have you ever started researching one historical topic and somehow ended up learning about 5 completely different civilizations? Because that happens to me all the time. Today I am sharing my favorite historical events and time periods that I absolutely love learning more about. These are topics I always go back to, whether I'm reading books, watching documentaries, or falling into a late night history rabbit holes. From biblical history to ancient empires to royal families and mysterious discoveries. These are historical periods that always grab my attention. Before we get started, what is your favorite historical time period? Let me know in the comments because I'm always looking for new topics to explore. One of the biggest areas of history that I love learning about is biblical events. What fascinates me most about is how these stories connect to history, geography, and culture. Some of the events I enjoy researching include stories of the Old Testament, the life and ministry of Jesus, the early Christian church in the historical settings of biblical cities, archaeological discoveries that connect to biblical history. I especially enjoy learning about how daily life looked during biblical times, what people wore, how they traveled, how communities functioned. It makes the stories feel more real and helps connect the past to the present. Another time period I'm always drawn to is ancient Egypt. There's something so mysterious and fascinating about this civilization. Some of my favorite topics include the construction of the pyramids, the lives of the pharaohs, the mummification and burial practices, the hieroglyphics in ancient writings, and life along the Nile River. What makes ancient Egypt so interesting is that even today, historians and archaeologists are still discovering new things. There are still mysteries waiting to be solved, and what makes learning about this period feel like uncovering secrets from the past. Ancient Rome and ancient Greece are two civilizations I find incredibly fascinating. These societies shape so much of the modern world. Things I enjoy learning about include Greek mythology and hero legends, Roman empires and their leadership, the development of democracy in Greece, Roman military strategies, and the rise and fall of powerful empires. What amazes me most is how many ideas from ancient Rome and ancient Greece still influence our world today, especially in government, archaeology, architecture, and education. It really shows how long-lasting their impact has been. Another historical period that really interests me is ancient Japan, especially during the feudal period. There's so much depth and tradition in Japanese history. Some of the topics I enjoy learning about include samurai warriors and their code of honor, the role of shoguns and feudal leaders, traditional Japanese castles, warfare strategies, cultural traditions like poetry and art. What stands out to me most about ancient Japan is the strong sense of discipline, loyalty, and tradition that shapes society. It's a culture that feels both powerful and beautiful at the same time. Another area of history I absolutely love learning about is royal families. Royal history feels like a mix of politics, tradition, and drama. Some things I enjoy researching include famous kings and queens, royal successions and inheritance, political alliances through marriage, life inside royal courts, major decisions that shape nations. Royal families often share a personal look at offer such a personal look at history because their choices affect entire countries. And honestly, sometimes royal history feels like real-life drama series. One of the most fascinating historical discoveries I learned about is the Terracotta Warriors. This discovery is incredible because both its size and its purpose. The Terracotta Warriors were created to protect China's first empire in the afterlife, and thousands of life-size soldiers were buried underground with him. Things that fascinate me about this discovery include the sheer number of statues created, the detailed designs in each warrior, the idea of protecting an empire in the afterlife, the mystery of how such a major project was completed, and the fact that so many parts of the site are still being studied today. What makes this discovery so amazing is how detailed and realistic the warriors are. Each is unique, which shows a level of craftsmanship and effort involved. It feels like stepping into a frozen moment in history. What connects all of these time periods for me is how rich and layered they are. There's always a new discovery, a different perspective, a deeper story to uncover. History isn't about just remembering dates. It's about understanding people, cultures, and the choices that shape civilizations. The more I learn, the more curious I become. These are some of my favorite historical events and periods that I love learning more about. I feel like history is one of those subjects where you never truly finish learning. There's always something new to discover. Now, I want to hear from you. What historical period do you love learning about the most? Is there a topic here that you find fascinating? What should I research next? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, do not forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notifications. I'll see you in the next video.